right, folks, here we go. 14U versus the Oilers. We still have Damrell and Smith that are out. Here come the Oilers. Zuber fires a shot on Anderson. He kicks it into the corner. Berg now with it. Tried to get it up to Carlson, but missed. Oilers send it back deep. Here's Green now on the puck. Carlson banks it off the boards to himself. Carlson still with it. Taps it up to Berg. Berg making some moves at the blue line. Got knocked off the puck. Oilers high off the glass and out of the zone. Here's Atchison. Cross over to Hughes. Off the boards to Chase, and that puck's going to go up and out. For stoppage and play. Oilers now with it. Fired off the boards and out of the zone. Maselli with the puck. Hughes to Waldrop. Puck gets tapped away. Back to the Oilers D. Oilers again get it out of zone. Here's Keith. Anderson with the hit there. He's going to go to the box for that one. They're going to call a roughing on Anderson. So 13-27, 14U goes to the penalty kill. Chase with it. He fires a shot that's high. Green going over there trying to keep it in the zone. He can't do it. Green fires it back down behind the Oiler goalie. Chase putting some pressure on, comes away with the puck. Greenhouse got it now. Chase sends it back. Sims is going back there. Sims on the puck now. Sims battling along the near side boards. Carlson, he's got it with control. Sends it back to Atchison, to Carlson. Carlson tried to hit Waldrop. Puck got deflected. Waldrop again with it. He's going to fire it back behind the goalie. Carlson gets rubbed out of the bar, goes back to the Oilers, and he'll get a line change. Atkinson pass to McGlasson, who deflected it into the zone. McGlasson now in the game. Green keeps it in. Here's McGlasson with it. McGlasson tried to tip to Boswood, but it was deflected by the Oiler forward. Here's Green to Bram. Bram tried to get it deep, but it was intercepted. And then a bad turnover by the Oilers, just missed by McGlasson. Shot went high and wide. Anderson, a couple deflections there. Chase now with the puck. McGlasson. And that's taken away by the Oilers here in the corner. Oilers can't clear it. It's back to Bram. Bram's good pass to Boswood. Boswood with a shot. Good save by the goalie there. That puck bounced around. McGlasson couldn't get to the rebound, and the Oilers get it out with 9:33 left in the first call here. With the score tied 1-1. Carlson wins it back to Hughes. Hughes over to Greenough. To Hughes. Hughes sends it in the corner. Berg giving chase. He's on it now. Berg back down to Carlson. Carlson down to Greenough. Greenough gets rubbed off the puck. Berg goes in for support. And here's Keith for the Oilers. Sends it off the near side boards. Carlson's there to gather. Hughes keeps it in, but loses it to the Oilers, and here they come the other way. Here's Keith. Good stick by Atchison. And now here's Greenough. Tried to get Carlson off the boards. They couldn't find each other. And now here's Hughes. Hughes is going to skate it into the Oilers zone. Hughes over to Berg with a quick shot. Good save by the goalie there. Just got his pad down in time. Now Berg over to Chase. Shot. Another rebound. Saved by the goalie. Ram sends it back deep. Sims back on the ice again along with Chase. Chase in the far corner. Sends it up to Green. Green tried to fire it in, but it couldn't get through. And here's one of the Oilers that gets on the backside. Shot saved by Anderson. Another shot, and that's going to be a goal. 7:51 left in the first period, and the Oilers make it 2-1. Puck gets knocked out. We've got Carlson, Boswood, and McGlasson out there with Hughes and Atchison. Carlson wins it back to Atchison. Atchison tried to hit Boswood up the side, but it was intercepted. Good job by Carlson there to keep it out of the middle. And we get it out, but that's going to be an icing call. With 7:30 left in the first period, we'll bring it back down into the 14U zone. Oilers trying to center it. Good job by Boswood to knock that puck out of center. Oilers now send it back deep. They'll change it up. Hughes now behind Anderson. He grabs it and sends it along the boards to Atchison. 14U can't get it out of the zone though. Here's McGlasson with the puck. He gets it taken away by the Oilers. And now Hughes. Carlson along the far wall. Brings it back behind Anderson. Carlson off the glass and out. They're going to wave off icing as that was deflected by one of the Oilers defensemen. And that's going to be icing on the Oilers. And we'll bring it down the Oilers zone with 6:36 left. Oilers are up 2-1 over 14U TA. Chase lines up to take the face off. He wins it. Back to Green. Green fires a shot. It's wide. Bram trying to get back there to keep it in the zone, but he can't get there in time. Green out. His pass was intercepted by one of the Oilers, but quickly turned back over, and now Berger's got the puck. Gets it up to Chase. Chase with some speed. Chase. Bouncing puck. Just wide. That puck was bouncing. We got a stick on it, but I couldn't quite get it knocked in. Hoff on the boards. Oilers are going to have a delayed down 2-1. Sims takes the face off. Oilers win it. Hughes is out there along with Waldrop and Atchison. Sims putting some good work. Sims comes out with the puck. Sims fires a shot. Another shot. Another shot. Waldrop fires it in. Another shot. Sims broke another stick. And we're going to have a slashing call on the Oilers. So good work by the penalty kill unit there to get quite a few shots off and then draw the penalty. So at 5:36, we'll go down to 4-on-4. There's 1:40 left in the penalty kill when that penalty happens. So As soon as all these penalties get squared away, Team Alaska will have a 20-second power play. Carlson's on the ice now, along with Chase, Hughes, and Atchison. Oilers have the puck, bringing it with some speed through the neutral zone. Oilers still with it. That shot's off of Anderson. And here comes Atchison the other way. Fires it off the boards, trying to hit Chase, but it's a little too far in front. And the Oilers are now going to do the same thing and get it out of the zone. There's Chase again. Leaves it for Carlson. Carlson gets tripped up, no call there. Oilers are coming the other way. They're going to send it deep behind Anderson. And we've got Bram there. Sends along the boards to Carlson. Carlson to Hughes. Hughes over to Bram. Bram's going to regroup as we get a line change. Boswood on the ice now. Carlson with it. Over to Boswood. Boswood in the corner. Boswood's still with it. Good moves there to get away from the other guys, but that puck gets taken away. There's 26 seconds until Team Alaska will have their first penalty power play for 20 seconds. Here's McGlasson on a 2-on-2 with Boswood next to him. McGlasson fires it wide. Puck goes out of the zone, and Bram's there to gather it off the boards to Boswood. 9 left in the first period. Looks like they forgot to let the Oiler player out of the box, so he's going to go back over to the bench. We're back to 5-on-5, and we'll get a redrop here. Chase wins it. Atchison gets it deep. Greenough on the near side boards. There's Hughes back to Greenough. Sends it across to Atchison. Atchison fires it into the forward of the Oilers. And the Oilers get it out of the zone. Here they come the other way now. Hughes back there on D. Good stick by Hughes to get it taken away. And gets it out of the zone now. There's Greenough with it. He gets separated from the puck by one of the Oilers players. Oilers get it deep. Goes behind Anderson. Hughes is over there to grab it. Send it back down to Bram. Bram's still with it. Off the boards to Greenough. Waldrop gets it out of the zone. Hughes now with it. We've got 2:35 left in the first period. Hughes skates it out of the zone. He sends it deep. Berg back there now to go grab it. Sims also on the ice again. Berg gets it centered but couldn't get a shot off. Got tied up. Carlson now on the ice as well. Here's Berg. Berg fires a shot. It's saved. Sims with a backhand attempt on that rebound goes wide. Carlson out. Anderson comes back from the defensive spot. Here's Sims with a shot. That's just a little bit wide. Sims again, knocked down by Carlson. Berg fired it into Carlson. 1:39 left in the first period here. Oilers finally get it deep with a shot on Anderson. Saves it easily, and here comes Atchison up to McGlasson. McGlasson to Carlson. Here's Berg again. Berg still with it. Sends it back behind the Oiler goalie. 1:19 left. McGlasson now. Getting it back to Atchison. Here's Chase. To Boswood. And the Oilers take it away, and they're coming the other way. There's 55 seconds left in the period. We're going to get a bouncing puck on Anderson. He saves it into the corner. Green now up to McGlasson. McGlasson off the boards, back to Chase. There's Green again. He's going to fire a shot on net. 34 seconds left. Boswood putting some pressure on. Knocks the Oiler player off the puck. Good job there by Boswood. Waldrop with it. Gets in front. Here's, oh, great look by Boswood. Just couldn't quit it with Carlson. Hughes off the goalie and in with 13 seconds left in the period as TA goes up 3-2. Got 5 seconds left. Waldrop with the puck. 2. He fires a shot on net. It's deflected up and out, and that'll do it for the first.
Haven't delivered.
Like it's. Start of the second period. Carlson, Greenow, and Waldrop out there with Bram and Green. Anderson still in net. Waldrop has the puck. He fires it over to Greenow. Greenow leaves it for Carlson. Carlson off the boards to Greenow. Waldrop now back over to Carlson. Carlson behind the net. Sends it up. And a shot. This goes wide by Bram. Here's Sims now on the ice. He's going to get it deep and goes and chases. Sims battling behind the goalie. Berg came down for some support. Oh, excuse me, that's Hughes. Here's Atchison now. Hughes with it. To Sims. Back to Atchison. Taken away by the Oilers, and they get it out of the zone. That shot's wide by the Oilers. Berg trying to tip it out. Couldn't quite reach for it. Scott's now on the ice on defense. Gets it out of the zone. And that puck is out. 13-14 left in the second period. Sorry, my Zoom's just not working right now. The moment I zoom in, it just gets all blurry. I'll make sure this doesn't happen in Phoenix. Boswood, McGlasson, and Chase out there with Atchison and Scott. Chase wins it over to McGlasson. He tried to get it deep, but that puck was deflected. Out of the zone, Scott's got it, sends it over to Atchison. Atchison's going to fire it back in. Good job by Boswood over there. McGlasson comes out with the puck. Knocks it up to Atchison. Sends it back down. McGlasson with it. Gets poked out of the zone. Scott now with the puck. Sends it over to Atchison. Off the boards to Boswood. Boswood gets it to Chase. Boswood again with it. Boswood sends it over to McGlasson, to Scott. Back down behind the goalie. And the Oilers trying to get it up. They can't get it because Scott's there. There's Chase with it. Chase sends it over to Waldrop. Waldrop trying to find a man. Puck's up in the air. Oilers get it out of the zone. That's going to be an icing call. 11:55 left in the second period. 14U up 3-2. Carlson, Waldrop, and Greeno out there with Green and Bram. Oilers win it. Good job by Greeno knocking him off the puck. Carlson with it now. Sends it back to Greeno, but it is covered up by the Oiler goalie. Oilers win it again. Center on the boards, and they get it out. Graham's giving chase. Not sure if he's going to get there in time. And they wave it off. Waldrop sends it out of the zone. Oilers get it in. Good move by the Oiler there. Tried to find, good save by Anderson. Oilers had a nice play there behind the back pass. Anderson was good though. Waldrop up to Greeno. Puck was taken away by the Oilers and they get it out of the zone. Graham up to Greeno. Greeno missed trying to find Atchison. Goes back in the 14U zone. Waldrop now with it. He sends it up to Carlson. Carlson's going to get it deep and go for a line change. Sims, Hughes, and Berg back on the ice, along with Atchison and Scott. Good job by Hughes to run off that Oiler player off the puck. Berg takes it away. Hughes has got it, back to Berg. And the puck goes out of the zone. Scott now with it. Sends it up to Sims, who tries to deflect it deep, but it was just kicked by the Oiler player. Berg now has it in the near corner to Hughes. Hughes to Sims. Couldn't quite get a shot off. And it'll be another icing call coming with 9:50 left in the second period. 3-2, 14U over the Oilers. Chase, Boswood, McGlasson, and Atchison and Scott. Atchison with it. Sends it back behind Anderson over to Scott. Scott, his pass gets intercepted, and the Oilers get it back deep again. Atchison with it in the corner. Tips it up to Chase. Chase off the boards to himself. Chase with some momentum here. Over to Scott. Scott with a backhand shot. Here's McGlasson. Over to Boswood. Boswood with a lot of time. Puck got knocked away. Nice pass by Boswood over to Chase. Good save by the goalie there. And here come the Oilers the other way. Atchison's on him. McGlasson now with the puck. Up to Scott. Scott with a 1-on-2. Tried to get by two Oilers and couldn't do it. 14U is having a line change there. Oilers get it up. Now they got a 3-on-1. Oilers backhand shot saved by Anderson. Carlson Still got it. Offsides on Greenough. 8:34 left in the second period. It's 3-2, 14U. Carlson wins it back to Green. Green sends it into the Oilers zone. And here they come. Waldrop up to Carlson. Carlson over to Greenough. Greenough missed on the bouncing puck. Here's Bram. Back to Carlson. Carlson still with it. Carlson fires a shot high. Carlson again. Back to Greenough. Waldrop goes down there for some support. Over to Green. Green fires a shot deflected by two Oilers up and over the net. Greenough with it. Back down to Waldrop. Waldrop to Carlson. Deflected off over to Waldrop. To Green. Green fires a shot deflected wide. Carlson spins around, sends it back to Greenough. Greenough back to Carlson. Carlson with a shot off the post. Great play there by Greenough and Carlson. They just couldn't bury it home. Great job. 7:25 left in the second period. Green, he's able to get it out of the 14U zone into the Oilers zone. Oilers trying to catch 14U on the line change. Just skated in. Knocked away, and here's Scott with it now. Scott with some good momentum. He drops it back, but there was an Oiler there to interfere with that play. Atchison sends it over to Hughes. Hughes over to Sims. Sims is going to send it back down to Hughes. Tips it over to Berg. Berg now to Hughes. Hughes trying to get back down to Sims and does. Sims now up to the point to Atchison. Atchison trying to get a shot off. It was deflected in the corner. Sims bodying up the Oiler in the corner there. Hughes now pokes it away to Sims. Sims has it. Leaves it back down to Berg. Back into the corner. Up and out with 6:12 left in the second period. Chase, Boswood, and McGlasson out there. Puck is won by Chase. He's got it now. Looking for somebody. Atchison comes down. Good idea. Couldn't quite get a shot off. McGlasson now putting some pressure on the Oilers, as is Chase and Boswood. Boswood sends it back down to Chase, who gives it right back. Chase with it. Gets a backhand shot off. Chase with it, down to McGlasson. McGlasson fires a shot, saved by the goalie. Boswood battling in the corner, comes out with the puck. Boswood still with it. Sends it over to Bram. Bram back deep to Boswood. Chips it up to McGlasson. McGlasson gets the puck knocked away, and the Oilers get it out of the zone. That's fired back in, but that's going to be offsides on 14U. 5:16 left, 3-2. Carlson wins that one. Here's Waldrop. Waldrop fires a shot wide. Carlson has along the near side boards. Oilers get it up and off the ceiling, and we'll have another face-off. Oilers win it again. Send it back. Carlson is there. Carlson over to Waldrop. Over to Greenough. Back to Waldrop. Oilers were able to get it out of the zone. Got a one-on-one. Good stick by Bram there, but he gets by him. Anderson with a good save on the breakaway there. And Greenough comes out with it to Waldrop. Trying to get it back to Greenough. Carlson, good use of the body there. Get the guy away. Green gets it up, trying to hit Greenough, but that pass is a little long and it gets deflected out of the ice with 4:15 left in the second period. Hughes, Sims, Berg out there with Atchison and Scott. Atchison with it, up to Sims. Sims off the boards to Hughes. Tried to hit Scott. Wasn't able to handle the pass. Scott takes it away from the Oilers player, up to Sims. Sims, they've got a 3-on-2. Sims drops it over to Berg. Berg with a shot. Deflected in the corner by the goalie. Sims has it again in the corner. He brings it out. Berg going back down along with Hughes. Hughes comes out with it. Hughes back down to Sims. Sims still with it. And now Berg. Berg fires it over to Hughes. Couldn't quite get a clean shot on that one. Great look, great play. Scott sends it back down deep. Marshall with it for the Oilers, who's going to send it off the glass and get it out of the zone. 3 minutes left in the second period as Atchison gets it up to McGlasson. Here comes McGlasson into the zone, 1-on-3. McGlasson just gets it tipped away. And TA loses control of the puck. Gets it right back. Here's Boswood. Boswood over to McGlasson. Up to Atchison. Atchison fires a shot. It doesn't get through. High off the glass. Gathered by McGlasson. He's still got it. McGlasson tips it up to Chase. McGlasson now fires a shot, saved by the goalie. Hard rebound gets out of the zone, and here's Atchison with it. Atchison over to Scott. Back to Atchison. 2:17 left in the second period. McGlasson has the puck. Looking for a teammate. Boswood gets there. And that'll be an icing call coming with 1:55 left in the second period. It's 3-2 TA. Carlson has the puck, fires it over to Greenough. Greenough couldn't quite get a good shot off there, but had some open room. Green back on D along with Bram. Oilers sent it deep back behind Anderson with 1:35 left in the second period. Here's Bram again. In the corner. Greenough tips it out. Anderson up to Carlson. Here comes Carlson. It gets tipped away, and that's going to be offsides on TA. 1:16 left in the second period. Waldrop gets that puck first. Green now off the boards back to Waldrop. Up to Carlson. Carlson gets taken out by the Oilers. Here's Waldrop. Waldrop over to Anderson. Waldrop to Anderson with a nice pass, good shot with 57 seconds left in the second period. Makes it 4-2 Team Alaska. Nice job by Waldrop to see Bram coming down the lane there for a nice look. .50 seconds left in the period. Hughes up to Sims. To Berg. Berg gets it deep. Sims comes out with it. Sims up to Atchison. Atchison loses an edge. .17 seconds now. Sims has the puck. Tries to get it deep. Hughes with a good job to knock that puck down. 6 seconds left. Here's Sims bouncing puck. 1 second. And that'll do it for the second period. Team Alaska is up 4-2.
So you probably use Amazon or something. Peterson's, they had a nice, they didn't have stock. They had us 13 walking in there, they had a 4-burner gas stove. $64,000. Then I went to Home Depot and Lowe's and looked at their stuff. Their little things for $1,000 cheaper.
Yeah, great.
$64,000. I mean, really looked like a nice one.
Better.
I don't think I'd see TUS either. It's obviously stable. It's still manual or something. It's a weak spot. If he gets in on it, it's gonna.
Yeah. Start of the third period. Playing a 12-minute third period here. So Anderson fires it over to Sims. Here comes Sims. Covered up by the goalie. Hughes lines up for the draw. Sims comes out with it. Sends it back for Berg. Berg up to Bram. Bram fires a shot, deflected a couple times, but knocked over to the side. Green now. Sims has it. Tried to get it back deep, but the Oilers defenseman was there. Anderson keeps it in for a moment, but then it gets knocked right back out. Berg gains control, sends it back to Bram. Up to Hughes. Hughes 1-on-5, waiting for his team to change lines. He's just going to send it over to the other side as Boswood's heading over there with some speed. McGlasson keeps it in the zone, but it's poked away by the Oilers and out. Scott over to Atchison. Boswood wins that battle against Vaselli. And here's McGlasson up to Chase. Chase back to Boswood. Fires a shot, and it's saved by the Oiler goalie. 10:30 left in the third period. Chaser set to take the draw. Oilers are able to get it out of the zone. They still have control. Lost it to Boswood. McGlasson tips it up to himself. McGlasson's got Chase there with him. McGlasson. Gets that puck taken away from him, and the Oilers get it out of the zone. Green up to Chase. Chase is able to kick it back into the Oilers zone. 10 minutes left in the third period. Bram goes back to get that puck. Bram off the skate of Carlson. Greenough now. Up to Waldrop. Waldrop over to Bram. Bram! Good work by Bram coming in. Gets another goal. Make it 5-2, 9:33 left in the third period. Carlson wins it back to Green. Waldrop gets it deep. Greenough takes it away. There's Waldrop. Back down to Greenough. Carlson has it. To Greenough. Back to Carlson. Puck's up in the air, kept in by Waldrop. Waldrop over to Greenough. To Carlson. Bram on it. Over to Greenough. Greenough to Carlson. Tried to find Waldrop, and the puck went wide. Green keeps it in. Fires it back in on net. And he's going to cover it up with 8:43 left in the third period. The other way, taken away by Atchison. Hughes, Sims, and Berg are back out there, along with Atchison and Scott. Icing call will bring it back down into the Oilers zone. Hughes gets ready for the face-off. He's got Berg on his right, Sims on his left. Atchison and Scott back on D. Here's Scott with it now. Scott tried to get a shot that doesn't get through. Hit off Keith. Scott has control again of the puck. Scott still with it. Fires it up to Sims. Sims gets it deep. That pass was intercepted by the Oilers. Glass is going to get there first. Anderson knocks that Oiler player off the puck. backhand shot doesn't get through. Glasson up to Boswood. Boswood over to Chase. Puck was knocked away by the Oilers. And here's Graham with it. That shot is deflected wide. Chase tried to get it up and out. Knocked down by the Oilers. Green goes back to grab it. Skates behind Anderson. Green sends it over to Waldrop. .6:15 left in the third period. Scott with the puck. Off the boards to Greeno. Greeno tried to tip it to Waldrop. It was taken away by the Oilers. Scott now with it. Up to Waldrop. Oilers sent it back in, but it was offsides. 5:49 left in the third period. Oilers run it back to their D. Scott intercepts that pass. Waldrop with it. It's going to be offsides again. We'll do it all over here. Gets taken down. That's going to be a tripping on the Oilers. So with 5:27 left in the third period, the 14U Team Alaska team will go on a power play. We got Carlson, Chase, Berg, McGlasson with the puck now, over to Scott. Down to Carlson. Carlson with all kinds of room, goes in there, fires a shot, rebound, puck still loose, and that's tipped in by Berg off multiple rebounds. So a power play goal coming with 5:15 left in the third period, makes it 7-2 Team Alaska. Berg again. Carries it in against a couple Oilers. Sims now with it in the corner. Sends it back to Hughes. To Berg with a shot. Saved by the goalie and he covers it up. 5 minutes left in the third period. Oilers get it out of the zone, but they punched it too hard, and that's going to be an icing call. So we'll bring it back down the Oilers zone. Graham D'ing up the Oilers. 1-on-3. Good job by Green to get in the way of that shot. Berg coming back with it the other way. Lost control of the puck. Oilers trying to get it out of the zone, and they finally do. But right to Graham. Graham to Hughes. And now Green with it. Green skates it into the Oilers zone, gets met by the Oilers at the circle. Atchison up to Sims, off the boards, but right to the Oilers. Oilers send it right back to Atchison. Boswood sends it deep over to the far corner. Hughes and McGlasson over there. Here's Scott. Scott with it. Sends it over to the near corner. Here's Chase. Chase dropped it down to McGlasson. Hit off the crossbar. Selly gets taken out by Chase, and that puck goes out behind the goalie. 3:17 left in the third period. It's 7-2 TA.
No screen protector on it. Nothing happened to it. My daughter got it. I had the screen protector. I dropped it there.
Selly fires a shot on Anderson. Rebounds. 2 saves for Anderson there. Scott comes out with it. Scott's still with it. Picking up some speed through the neutral zone. Lost control of the puck momentarily, but was able to gather it back. And there's going to be a tripping call on Boswood with 2:52 left in the third period. TA will go on the penalty kill. Back to Bram. Bram's got it. He's going to continue to skate with it into the Oilers zone. Bram looking for a hat trick. That shot went wide. Oilers carried into the TA zone. He's taken out by 2 players. Green sends it over to Waldrop. Waldrop tried to get it over to Carlson. It's taken away. Can't get it out of the zone. Oilers set up the power play here with 1:17 left in the power play. That shot doesn't get through. Puck's still loose in front of the net. Good job to get it over in the corner. Waldrop's here with it. Waldrop trying to hit Carlson. TA gets a line change. There's 1 minute left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Puck's deflected in the corner. 45 seconds left in the power play for the Oilers. Here comes Sims now, trying to get it off the boards, but either hit off the ref or off the Oiler player. Atchison now with it. Over to Scott. That puck's deflected and comes in the zone. Hughes now putting some pressure on. 26 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. 1:14 left in the game. Hughes intercepts that pass. Hughes centers it. Puck's knocked over to the near side boards. 7 seconds left in the penalty kill for Team Alaska. Scott knocks that puck away. Going to have another penalty. It's going to be a high stick on the Oilers. Delayed penalty coming up. Here's Sims. Sims still with it. Drops it back for Boswood. And they'll blow the whistle with 35 seconds left. It's going to be a high stick on Maselli. So for the final 35 seconds of the game, TA will be on the power play. Up 7-2 here in the third. TA wins it. Here's Bram. Over to Scott. Over to Chase. Down to Boswood. Chase. Scott fires a shot. Doesn't get through. 16 seconds left in the game. Here's Bram now. Over to Scott. To Chase. Off the boards and out. 5 seconds left in the game. Three, 2, 1. And that'll do it. Team Alaska over the Oilers 7-2.